It is Thursday, time for Legal Line, and from the Bryant Law Center, we've got Austin Kennedy and Kevin Shannon in to take your questions. There's a toll-free number at the bottom of your screen. First question in: I had a wreck, and the other person's insurance does not seem to be doing anything about the damage to my car. What can I do?
Well, you know, I don't know how long it's been between your wreck and current time, but you know, it generally will take them about a week or so to really start doing much of anything. If it's been longer than a week, I think you probably need to contact a lawyer. And if by the insurance company not really doing anything about your car means that you're not happy with what they're doing, then certainly you need to contact a lawyer and talk about what the options are.
And if you have a question, it's 1-888-208-6946. Caller asks if the person who caused my wreck does not have enough insurance for me to sue for the injuries I've incurred. What can I do?
We've got a couple options. One of the first things I would do is look for your own policy, your own car insurance policy, and see if you have what's called underinsured motorist coverage. If you do, the chances are your policy is going to be somewhere between $25,000, $50,000, or even more. In that case, you could potentially go after your own underinsured motorist coverage once you get consent from your own insurer after you have settled or get close to settling with the liability carrier, the person who caused the accident, their insurance. The other thing you could do is sue the person individually. The only problem with that is you're having to collect from them. So even if you were to get a judgment in court from a judge and jury and say that the person at fault owed you money in excess of whatever their insurance covered, you have to collect from them. So if they don't have a job or don't own a home or have double mortgaged their home and don't have, can't really garnish wages, well, you're gonna have a hard time collecting from that person on that judgment anything in excess of what the liability carrier paid.
Next caller says, I have an attorney handling my car wreck case. He's not returned my calls in several months. What do I need to do if I want to hire another attorney to handle my case?
I'll answer that, but I want to be very careful. There are rules of ethics that govern the practice of law, and one of the rules deals with lawyers and their interactions with people that are represented by other lawyers. So what I would tell you is that if you're having trouble with communication, the best thing to do would be to go to your lawyer's office and sit down and have a face-to-face meeting. I would suggest that you make some notes of things you want to talk about with your lawyer, and I would go over those very straightforward and either reach an agreement as to what's going to happen from that point forward, and if not, you can actually talk with that lawyer about what needs to be done to terminate their services, which would then allow you to go hire another lawyer.
All right, if you have a question, there is a toll-free number at the bottom of your screen. And I know that's a tough topic. You don't want to talk badly about other attorneys, but if an agreement is reached to terminate the agreement, how do you go about getting records, reports, whatever you've given to that attorney?
That's a good point. The client's file belongs to the client, and again, there are rules of ethics that govern the practice of law, and one of the rules deals with protecting a client's interests, and that would include providing the client with a copy of his or her file. There has to be reasonable notice, so you can't just walk in and demand that the lawyer stop everything he or she's doing and give the file right then, but with a day or two notice, get a copy of your file, and then you can take it and let some other lawyer look at it.
All right, that's all we have for now, but these gentlemen will be back in just about half an hour for Legal Line Part 2. We will see you both then.